Bloop. Gonna make sure that YouTube's running okay. Come on then. Let's go. No, put me in, coach. What do you mean? Excuse me. Ay. Come on. What's happening here? Did it just boot up and then immediately end? That's not what I want. Don't do that. Thank you. Oh, they changed where the button is, that's why. Okay. So, what we are going to do is now boot up Twitch because YouTube is working correctly. Come on in. Go to my channel. Show me. Nope, I hit the button and it don't work. Annoying. Thank you. Okay, cool. YouTube and Twitch are both up and running. Beep, boop. There we go. Put you in my little stand. Okay, catch-up things. I did the first thank you stream of this year. My plan is to do a thank you stream every month, just to say thank you for all the people who are supporting, because none of you have to support, but you do it anyway. And so another big shout out to, hold on, I have your list right here, to, so we're going to go through in order of how much you guys are giving, because I think that makes the most sense. But we have, I guess technically then free people should start soon, or should start first, huh? Okay, maybe I should do it the other way around. I'll figure this out eventually. Usually when I run those streams, I'll just have a sliding text going across the screen that says thank you and gives their names. And if you're watching them on YouTube, you can click the description and it'll link to all the people who have given me social media links that are patrons or members or Twitch subs, that kind of thing. But for the free patrons on Patreon, which anyone can become, you could just head on over to Patreon and boop, hit free tier. You will get access to all the, you will know when I post, you'll get access immediately to all the free posts when they come out. There's usually 2 a month because they're related to the Okami Curry Plays polls. You get access to that super quick, super fast. Free tiers, 3-tier patrons, Ara Descenzia, Pedro Flores, DM Shin, and Ali. Thank you guys so much. Then we have Cubs. That's Burning Punch. Burning Punch has been doing stuff with my channel for years and years. And he was the first YouTube member I had. And that's awesome, man. Thanks. You don't have to, but you do it anyway. And then next up would be the Twitch subs. So we have Awaz Chilin, who will probably be in here sooner or later. Might already be here. And DM Lacara is also a Twitch sub. And then we have members of the pack. That's DM Lacara is also double support and making all the designs for the Redbubble. Like so much support. You don't have to do all that for me. And also Kimira, who, if you've been on this channel for a really long time, I used to do video tutorials for Rumble Fighter, and Kimira is actually one of our guildies from Rumble Fighter. So like 12 years ago, give or take, we still chat. Kimira now makes Sims 4 content, so you can go check out their mods in links and stuff. And then I have one respected hunter, and that's DM Bacon, who I'm hoping will come back for DM Roundtable at some time. at some point. I think that would be super cool. I don't know if all of the thank you streams are going to end up being clerical. I'll probably end up playing games, or maybe we'll do a movie night in the Discord. Probably not live streaming it because, I mean, it'll be live streamed, but not on YouTube and Twitch for copyright reasons. But I did end up, since, like I just mentioned, the first one was clerical in nature, I went and added a whole bunch to the D&D Music Overhaul sheet, which, if you're a member of the pack or above, you will get access to either on YouTube or Patreon. I don't know how to set things up so that those of you on Twitch can also get access to that stuff if you're paying at the same level tier. So I have to look into that. But as of right now, it's YouTube members and patrons get access to the D&D Music Overhaul list. I had a whole bunch of music too last night. And I added a whole bunch of copyright pings things in here as well. You'll get access to this copyright ping. So it's music, the artist. The location is more for me because this is how I have my jukebox machine laid out, and then the reasons to use it. Maybe you want to use a different reason, but I think it helps because there are plenty of other people who think of music in the same way that I do. And then copyright ping is if it's green, it means it's good to go. You're not going to get in trouble. If it's yellow, it means there's a revenue share or something else, but your video is still fine. And then if it's red, I'm pretty sure I have at least one red in here. No reds? I don't have any reds in there. Interesting. If it's red, that means it will either get your music blocked, like your video blocked because of that music, or they'll make it unlisted in some way, shape, or form. I don't think I have any reds in here, oddly enough. I thought I did. You also get access to my homebrew repository, which is more of a player aid than, I mean, obviously as a DM, you're going to have to okay all these things, but it is very much a player aid and all the things that I would accept if I were running a game that you wanted to use. That being said, a lot of them is they're all homebrew, so you have to make sure that, number one, they fit into your setting, but please make sure you talk to your DM before you choose any of these. And obviously some of them are going to require tweaks, and some of them may not work based on your DM setting either, so just keep that in mind. But you'll get access to both the D&D Music Overhaul sheet if you're a member of the pack or above, and the D&D repository, which both are getting pretty frequent updates. I am currently going through a supplement called Gemhammer Grimoire that actually Exo Clubs gave to me. He was somebody who DM'd a game that I ran, and he gave away like a ton of his books. So I got this one. I'm currently going through it. So a lot of that stuff is now in here. Whoa! At the same time, guys? That was
Synchronized
cool.
DMing.
That was so cool.
I like popped on and heard a double sound, and I'm like, did I do that? I was like, no.
That was cool. Oh, the gang's all here.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
I was catching the folks up on what I went through yesterday and how they can get involved too.
What you went through yesterday?
Yeah, I did the first thank you stream, and something I said I was gonna do, but I'm gonna try to do them once a month where I can just like thank the community for doing stuff. And nobody offered a suggestion so far, except for one person, and they weren't available, so I just went and did a clerical stream and added to the music overhaul list yesterday for a couple hours. Someone did come in, but they only said their name as if they were a Pokemon and then left, so I don't know what that was supposed to mean. But hi, Adam. Bye, Adam.
Sounds like a threat.
Yeah. Okay, bye. Yeah, I'm all caught up. And I'm just filling people in on the fact that the repository is getting updated, even if we don't talk about it on DM Roundtable, because I'm going through supplements on the side. But today, we're going to take a look at the Mentor 4.0.
I'm not going to lie. Looking at the image, when I saw the thumbnail initially, I was like, we've officially tied our hair back and
Going right in. I will
it's like
say,
we're really going to toss that coin today, aren't we?
oh,
To our
we
Witcher
are.
friend.
We could even be Uncle Aero. He's in there too, sorta, kinda. Awaz, I don't know why Me6 is so slow, but the fact that since DM Lacara, you don't hang out in the Economy Curry Discord, the bot that we use for alerts, apparently they added AI function to, so if you reply to him,
So it stopped working.
he like sends you a poem that he wrote, and we were like, you don't have to do that, my guy. Can we disable that?
I didn't want to
Yeah.
enable auto haiku feature over here. Like,
Who told you
That
to do that?
that's probably ripped off of somebody else, some actual poet out there. Which, by the way, I know I
10,000.
made a lot of our merch off of the AI art generated things. As I recover my sketching skills, I will be going back and replacing those with similar designs that I've actually done myself.
Snaps.
Oh,
I
more
already gave you
reason,
so
folks.
many shout outs about how you're doing too much. You don't have to do this much.
This is it's the only way I know how to do things. Which you've known me a very long time. I have 2 modes, 0 and 100. And also just generally like I haven't gotten to do anything that was not analytical in a very, very long time. So shh, it's okay.
Okay. We'll let you have this. I'm not going to stop you. I don't think I could
Yeah.
stop you.
You can't stop it, Okami. It's literally therapeutic,
Yeah.
much like D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is where all this started. So.
It's true. It's all true.
So mentors, who are like always some of my favorite characters in any series.
I'm not going to pin this one for 30 minutes because we're gonna hopefully knock this whole class out in one episode. It's only 12 pages. There are 4 subclasses, but we knocked out 4 subclasses in Archibald's archive in less than an episode, so I'm pretty sure we could do this.
I trust us.
Yeah.
We just need to not sidetrack too hard into our favorite like kung fu movie.
I'm not gonna lie. When you mentioned that Uncle Ira was in here, I was just like, oh, the list goes on now for like potential mentor style characters.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited to see this play out.
I already
And
have
as
comical training montages going through my head.
Oh, yes.
Oh, if you did not think that I slid the cassette tape into the cassette player, I know that I'm aging myself right now, so I'm sorry. I'm old enough to know what cassettes are. If you don't think I'm sliding that in my little tape deck right now and playing an 80s montage, it's going. It's going. Just that synthesizing sound is just pumping through my ears right now. I am ready.
So, for those of you on YouTube, you can click the link in the description and follow along with us. For those of you in DM Roundtable, I'm sending you the Google Drive file. We will look out the Reddit page later, but it is an addition that the section that it's for is at the end of the mentor, so we don't need to look at it now. Some fans submitted some extra. They're basically feats, but they're specific to the mentor.
Oh, cool.
And then for you, those of you on Twitch, like I said, I'm going to throw it up there, and I'm just going to pin it for the 2 hours. It's all y'all. And this is the mentor by StoryBeforeNumbers? StoryBeforeNumbers, I think it is. I could be wrong. It might be 4. Before, I'm wrong on both cases. My bad. I should know these things, but I don't.
Is this like a lone wolf and cub style cover?
I think so.
Or is that just a
I
halfling?
think very much.
Oh, it's supposed to be Geralt and Ciri.
That also makes sense.
But this Ciri is very cute. Like,
Yeah,
almost too
and not
cute.
Yeah.
terrifying.
But it is a... It says it's a martial support class.
Hella androgyny.
Yeah. It says it's a martial support class, but there's a subclass that does magic, so it's not full martial support class, but it's mostly.
Interesting. You saying that alone gives me an idea of what we're dealing with, but martial magic mixes are always interesting in D&D, especially good 5e, which you have
Good
to
5e.
differentiate from
Yeah.
whatever this current stuff is.
Yeah.
I
All
thought we
right.
were calling that 6C.
Someone has been putting, I guess this is a new thing that people are doing, but they've been putting 5e and then in, I forgot what the top script is called, like exponents 24 or 14. And I was like, that's kind of cool, but most people can't figure out how to do that on their keyboards.
It's true.
I'm proud of you for knowing that was an exponent.
I'm trying to think, what is the opposite of subscript?
Superscript.
God damn it.
Yeah.
God
I learned
damn
about
it.
superscript.
Damn it.
I learned the term superscript and realized that I'd known it for a long time the other day when I was working on stuff for TTRPG purposes.
Damn it.
And I looked at it and I was just like, what is this? What is the word I'm looking for? And like I typed it in and I finally went to, what's the opposite of subscript? It was like superscript. And I'm like,
Right.
Damn it.
yeah, it is. Yep. It's okay, Okami. So I'm with you. I'm right there with you. I feel you.
Thanks, man. Does anyone want to read the flavor text for The Mentor?
Yeah.
Go for it.
An affable dwarf weathers the onslaught of the attacking bandit, making helpful remarks about their footwork before concluding the lesson with a single powerful blow. The elven combat scholar clutches a notebook full of training regiments as she motivates her mage companion to dig deep for his last remnants of magic. She barks warnings at another ally, narrowly saving them from a series of otherwise deadly strikes. A gruff dragonborn veteran gives one mournful smile over their shoulder, knowing what needs to be done, and single-handedly holds off an insurmountable threat so that their found family may survive.
Aww.
All right. They're already giving us flavor. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
you know that's how.
And
you know
like
that's how you get.
that ending paragraph description, so many of the comments are like, how's this guy going to get past level 1? It's the mentor. It has to die.
Stop it. Stop it now.
No, you have to train your underlings first. You can't
Yeah.
die until that heroic last stand that gets them like riled enough to make the final fight.
Like they have to work their way towards that.
Yeah, you need to like almost die 3 times.
You have to become disabled and or heavily injured and incapable, requiring your student to go beyond to save you so that you can teach them the final lesson in your recovery.
And you have to pretend to be blind at least once and then have like bust out something in the middle of the battle.
My sight is just going for no reason. And I'm ready. If I have, like, I'm prepared that if I ever have a true, like, I have a pupil. Oh no, my sight's gonna go.
Oh no, it's true.
No, I do. So I just hope that he doesn't take my sight. I know it's gonna happen. It's just gonna be wake up blind. I'm like, there it is. There it is. Today's the day. I knew this day would come. Just get me my walk. I have a walking stick at the ready. Just good to go.
I
Prepared for
don't
this
think
moment.
I've ever encountered a homebrew class that I've ever felt the need to play so immediately.
Well, we'll
This is the
see.
class I've
This
been
is
missing.
powerful stuff.
Like, yeah.
So what we can tell already is this is powerful stuff right now. This is
Do we want to read the Eyes for Potential and Selfless Supporters, or do we want to just skip over the idea that, hey, this is your mentor, and they're going to do exactly what we just said they were going to do? Because that's basically what it is.
I think I think
Yeah.
we know what an archetype is. What the archetype is here.
I will say it's interesting, this little blurb they gave us right beforehand, the versatile teaching. It says, great teachers come from many walks of life. So if you needed more flavor, they added for you. When you first select this class or gain new levels and mentors, select one ability score from intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. This score's modifier counts as your lesson modifier as well.
So this is an extra blurb, but this is possibly the most important thing written in this entire document. And everyone in the comments is like, you can't flavor text the basis of your class.
I read that and I immediately just kind of like winced for a half second because I was like, wait, this is
That's important.
Yeah, like this is kind of vital here.
Yeah. So later in the document, there's so many comments that are like, yo, I looked for lesson modifier. I cannot find it. What are you talking about? And then other people be like, it's the flavor text bubble on the first page, man. And they're like, what? Why? And again, like, it's homebrew. You don't have an editor for this, but you can't flavor text the whole basis of your thing. You can't do that.
That's not how that works.
Also, I'm like scanning the level table here. At level 20, it just says the time has come. Do you auto die when you hit level 20?
No, but you can choose to auto die before then, and we'll get to that.
Campaign. You hit level 20, all your party members are just like, yeah, man, we did it. We're at the capstone. And you're just like, it is time. Your character just drops dead right there in front of everybody.
Every victory is won at a price. But you won already.
Like, you weren't gonna warn us this was gonna happen? Nah, man, I couldn't. Sorry. I had
Dying of cancer this entire campaign.
It's like, guys, it's like, hey, everybody, could everyone roll a perception check? Oh, nat 20? Yeah, you finally realize your friend here is dying. What? Yeah, the time has come for you all to realize your friend is gonna die today. Like, what? Welcome to the end of the campaign.
Yeah.
I want that to be. I need that to be the flavor text now.
We need a 2-month time skip right after you beat the boss, and it's just everyone at the funeral.
Yep. We're gonna free run this.
Yep. If you've ever seen Naruto, it's just Asuma's funeral. Just everyone standing there. You gotta light a cigarette. That's everyone's just in the rain crying, and you're gone. No explanation.
You can't see it, but I'm saluting to you, passing on. The will of fire has been inherited.
Anyway, before we get further sidetracked by ourselves.
Oh no, we already did it.
It's true. It's true.
We did. Let's dive into some class features.
Yeah. You see bided time on this thing. We're gonna get into bided time. It is very vital to this, but it is also a very strange, I guess, risk reward type deal. But we'll get to that.
Interesting mechanic.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we'll get to it.
I'm interested because it says per turn.
Yep.
That's a lot of
Oh.
something.
Okay. Well, I'll speed through the part that I was looking at that caught me first, which is this is really a martial class. But something
Yeah.
that annoys me in a lot of homebrew, which is the D10 health. I get it. You want your class to be stronger. And I guess for the mentor it almost actually makes sense because you have a charge. Like you have a ward that you're trying to protect and raise. So
You kind of
you
need to not
need that
die.
extra bit of health to keep them safe. Because your goal, I'm imagining, is probably going to be getting involved in the fight so that your protege or a student or whatever is not going to get hurt.
Yeah. You're going to be like smart tanking. Because
Mhm.
like you got to be teaching them at the same time as you're soaking up damage.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it. You got to know like
Yeah.
when to peel. I almost started singing. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. Almost.
You do.
You need to know all those things.
It's
Yeah,
true.
it's not lost here. I have to say it's not lost here, but it's true. Your goal is teaching this person, hey, like how to survive in the world and how to kind of make it because you're their only guide for whatever reason. So giving you health like that makes sense. And it also makes, and I'm imagining that it's going to put a big onus on you wanting your con to not be your dump stat.
But it also seems like you're really going to need your other stats for those lessons. So this is interesting because like this is not a class to max min.
No. No. This might actually be a class just from looking at these and kind of quickly skip through it. They do gain a good chunk of health at the first level. They start at 10 HP plus your con mod, which is nice. And you're getting 1d10 plus your con mod each turn, which means if you get a 14, let's just say, on creation, so what's that, a +2 to your constitution? You're looking at minimum, you could get a 12 HP per level. That is more than most martial classes can dream of. You are hitting 108 HP at level 9.
But you need it. Again.
Yeah.
This
You
isn't
need it.
broken.
That's the beautiful thing about it.
Especially
And
because
on top of it, they give you... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, proficiency-wise, everything, even improvised weapons, which I've never seen before. But it makes sense. If someone's gonna teach you how to use something, they have to know how to use it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it tracks.
Also, I feel like this is not something that people are actually going to start at level 1.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you're multi-classing, like this is your trajectory, like you pick up awards, you start taking levels in this maybe, but like you're not starting your character from level 1 with this unless you're like a young teen running a street gang
I'm gonna
of
hit you
orphans.
guys. I have an idea. I'm gonna hit you with something that we used in the Empowered.
Yeah.
Level 20 characters can reverse in level to this.
Oh, that works too. A lot of people were like, I would like this to, even in Gemhammer Grimoire, they use prestige class. Like, when you think of prestige class, you think of when you're past 20, but Gemhammer Grimoire uses the term prestige class for a class that can only be multi-classed into.
Huh.
And I was like, that's a very interesting way to use them. But it's like, you don't necessarily want to start here, but you do want the abilities for
You
later
wouldn't get
on.
there.
Yeah.
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 I think this would be a fun way for level 20 characters. Like, let's say you've been a DM for your players for a long time
Mhm.
and you want to start a new campaign. Have your players that want to play in the new campaign become mentors using their old characters.
Mhm.
So you're
Mm.
trading in your level 20 for your first level of this, and that's kind of how you're treating the character. I feel like that would be a fun way to do it.
Oh yeah.
A lot
And
of
it's
people.
absolutely oh god.
No, you go.
It's absolutely that kind of thing of like you defeated, whatever the threat was, and
Yeah.
now you're raising the next generation of heroes. God,
Mm.
I am stuck in free run mode tonight. What the hell?
Mm. All the
It's
But
okay.
comments
like
were
very
like,
much that.
all the comments
Everything's
were like,
coming up spirit, all right?
I feel like you have to play this as like an ex-retired adventurer, but like you said, like no, maybe you're just the leader of some group, like
Mhm.
not necessarily like a adventurers guild, but like maybe you're the king of the street urchins.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a retired adventurer, though that's pretty easy flavor.
But there's a lot you can play with here, I feel like. And I feel like it's going to be fun to play with in this situation because
Yeah.
there is a lot of flavor to this idea. And like I said, even I think of some of my friends that like play D&D as like people who want to get like or people when they want to introduce like their significant others or their kids and stuff like that to D&D. This could be a fun way to let a person who's played D&D maybe introduce it to somebody. And this is now, of course, pushing for the
Oh, yeah.
generations to keep D&D going forward because we need this.
One of the other really good suggestions I saw was because the things that this class can do for other people are so beneficial, like it really is helping out. And it's more than just like little bits of CC and stuff. Like it can restore some abilities that you can only use normally once, that kind of thing, but for other people, not necessarily for itself. A lot of people are
Mhm.
like, this is a good if you don't have enough players for a full party to make a DM PC that's a mentor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And then you have the
Oh, like a
perfect just way to kill
D&D
them.
Clippy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
D&D Clippy. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah. No, this is there's so much potential here. You could even take like the disgraced adventuring character that gets like turns evil or something bad happens to them and they leave the party or something. You can do an entire side campaign of them like trying to redeem themselves, being the grouchy mentor, like
BBEG
yep,
turn hero trainer.
yep.
Oh.
It's someone who got talk no jutsu'd at the end.
DM Lacara, you can't see me, but I'm high-fiving you in the air. I'm like just throwing the highest of 5 up for that because that is genius.
That's fantastic.
I told you I love mentor characters. They are one of my favorite archetypes.
We have found DM favorite subclass. I think we've covered on
Yep.
the roundtable, folks.
Yep.
I think we found. I think we've already got the seal of approval for DM Lacara. Let's just put it that way.
I am already brainstorming my next D&D character with this class. We haven't even read it yet.
So then, would you like to read about bided time?
Yeah, bring us in.
Sure, let's see. What is that? When you spend your turn in initiative not dealing damage, add a bided time die, a d4, to your bided time pool. The number of bided time dice added to your pool on such a turn increases to 2 at 4th, 3 at 8th, and 4 at 12th levels. The pool can contain a max number of dice equal to your mentor level. When you deal damage, you may expend any number of dice from the pool and add those to the damage rolled against one creature or object. Wow, I thought it was going to be adding it to the attack roll, but no, it is the damage. That's
Oh,
interesting.
okay. That's new.
Huh. Not many things add to damage. You may also fill your bided time pool completely during a long or short rest by performing mentoring acts, such as teaching, counseling, or sparring with a willing creature. You can't just go harass a bunch of squirrels.
Damn.
Half
There goes
the
my
dice
plans for the day.
Half the dice in your bided time pool rounded down disappear when you roll for initiative. What?
That's the part most of us can't figure out. Like, you have to build bided time. They let you build it fully, but once you start combat, now you have to bide your time in each combat.
That
Okay.
why?
And to be fair, this doesn't take effect at first level anyway because you only have one die.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just odd. Like,
Very,
Yeah.
very strange choice. I almost feel like instead of using that metric, well, I think it's great that if you want to roleplay mentoring someone or what have you to get the dice. I think also instead of like DM inspiration, if your mentor does something, like if the actual player is someone who's played before and the rest of your players are new to the game and they're helping them, I would give them bided time dice for that.
yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to only be in game.
It's like the reverse of metagaming.
Yeah. Please, I want you guys to love each other in game and out.
I don't care where the mentoring happens. I just want it to happen.
I want you guys to support each other here, right now. All right.
Also, I think Strike Now is also your first level ability? Yeah. Okay. Strike Now is your other first level ability. As an action, you allow one creature within 60 feet of you to immediately make a singular weapon attack against a creature of your choice. It doesn't use up their reaction. Like, there's a paladin ability that does this, where somebody uses their reaction to get a free swing in. But this one is, you just are like mentee, strike fast, hard, now. And then when you level up, you hit 5th level, they're adding damage onto those strikes that you give them. And at max, you get an extra 2d10 on one strike.
It's
but
insane.
It's kind of like you say strike now, which means you're not attacking, which means you build a bided time die, foretelling your teammate to attack instead of you.
Oh, you know, this is so perfect for like, okay. What I love about this so far is that this class screams for actual role play. Like you cannot play this class without story and interaction building between the PCs. Like it just wouldn't even function. And like this is the perfect thing of like you hip check the enemy like towards your student.
Yeah.
And you're like, hit him.
Like, oh, looks like you're in battle now.
Yep.
You got to be like, oh, the enemy's coming charging at you, and you say like, oh, I sidestep so that they're off balance and they're going right towards my mentee. And I'm just like, now push up.
Yep.
That's good. Yeah, this is forcing your players to roleplay.
You have to sometimes. This is also a cool way, I think. If you have a shy player in your party, give them a mentor.
This, I mean, God. I mean, so Akami, in my campaign, Like, can you imagine if we had like a grouchy old cleric for our cleric as a mentor?
Oh, I
Like,
I feel bad because I'm trying to stay in like I picked a character that doesn't like people for your campaign, but almost I feel like everyone is new and
yeah.
I feel bad that I'm role playing a character that doesn't like people, but I just want to help everybody. So I'm just like sitting there trying out of character to push them to do things, but it'd be so much easier if I decided to play a character that liked people.
We could narratively work on that with you if you want. Also, actually, this would be easier to do since you're going to get peroxide um next week.
Oh
This week.
no!
Sorry, this week. Look, you can't be there, that's what happens. So if
Sorry,
you
buddy.
want
This is
yeah. So in our campaign, the mechanic for people like having to be gone for a week because we're all adults with lives, is that the Raven Queen takes them to another plane for reasons of her own, and they come back with no memory. No
Ooh,
memory of what they did.
that's fun. That's really a fun way to do it. Okay, I like that a lot.
And my character doesn't like plane or travel, so he'll be there every session.
Yes, and he has been. We have been playing for very nearly a year now, and this is going to be the first session that Okami has missed.
Oh, and then I think just from what you've told me, the role play narrative for when you come back
Oh yeah.
is gonna be hilarious
Yep.
because he's gonna be grumpy, and maybe if you guys can work on it in the time, slightly less impersonable.
Yep. I think this is a great, and also what a story hook if he comes back way chattier.
Oh yeah,
The
that's
party's gonna be so confused.
like hey man, you all right? You're talking to me.
We're making eye contact. Forget
Like
talking.
you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this isn't you. Something's off.
Yep. Yep. Oh. Oh, I just saw that Oz was using Foghorn Leghorn. Thank you so much for bringing back that part of my childhood.
I say,
I
yes, he
Oh
has
my
to be in
god,
our.
an Aero
said, boy.
And he has to be named Jarnathan, okay? I'm never gonna get over Jarnathan.
His name is Foghorn Leghorn.
Okay, there was
I am going to throw you out of a window, Geese Howard style. Okay.
okay, there was this is technically on topic, but at Comic-Con there was this lady who had a booth and she like does art and she writes comic books and what have you. And when we walked by, Grimjack was like, I I I know this lady. And I was like, oh, like you've met her before? And he was like, no, 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 no. And then he looked on his phone. He was like, oh, I've kickstarted like 4 of her books. And I was like, oh, what are they about? And he just looked at me and he was like, nothing. And I was like, hmm. And I went to look at look at her art at the booth and I was like, ah, I see. Everything she does is lewd. Except she had a book open with stickers that she's made. And it was like, but, titties, titties, titties. And then Jonathan took up a whole page on the sticker sheet. And I was like, I don't know who this lady is, but I love her. Why is the bird in there? Why did you draw the bird? That is not your thing.
Look, everyone needs to doodle sometimes.
I guess so.
The ultimate doodle.
Like
That is
drawing
correct.
Tourette's, sometimes a bird comes out.
Yeah. Oh. All right, who wants to take hidden reserves?
Jen, give it to us.
Well, starting at the second level, you can spend a bonus action to restore one use of a creature's ability or spell slot that otherwise restores on a short. What in the hell? All right. Restoration of an ability?
Oh, it's gonna get even crazier later.
At second level. Alternatively, as the plot thickens, alternatively, if the creature has a pool that refills during a short rest, such as key points, superiority dice, or a 5th level bard's inspiration dice, you may use hidden reserves to restore half that pool, rounded up.
So broken, and I love it.
Once used, you cannot use it again until you've completed a long rest, and at 13th level, you can use it twice. Do you?
This part is bonkers, but it will get even more bonkers later with the things they can do.
The implications that this provides are frightening.
Imagine this for a warlock.
Yep. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, you can restore my warlock spell slot?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
The one person who we really, really don't... We're not sure we want them to have that extra spell slot. Like,
But
it's nothing against them.
flavor-wise, what if this mentor is your patron in disguise?
Oh,
Damn. The plot thickens indeed.
Hey, Magenta.
If that's the case.
Wait, did my... Hold on. Is it just for you, Awas?
What happened?
I think your computer did it to you again. I can still see you on Twitch and YouTube. Refresh, come back. Love us. But yeah, this is... I understand it's going to be super broken that someone has all this, but like lately we've got even like monks have a way to like snort real hard and bring their stats back up, their key points. So like this is just an extra onto that, and it's someone who's there to be like, hey, bring them back. Let me show you what you can do with this.
I don't think it's game breaking. I think it's intriguing. I think it could be potentially game breaking depending on the party, which is why I don't think it's truly game breaking, because it's dependent on
how broken your party is.
Yeah. Like, while restoring any amount of, like, restoring half of a monk's key pool, well, that's insane, because that's more flurry of blows.
Yeah.
And if they're a Kensei, that's even more frightening. If they're spell slots, I mean, the idea that you can restore a spell slot at certain levels, you can just restore high level spell slots for free.
Yeah, it's
Turbo
crazy.
Wish.
This is definitely like not only is this a class that is not meant for first time players realistically, but like you have to role play for it, and you almost have to be starting with the intention of like playing alongside another player for the long haul.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The one
Mhm.
catch to this is that you have to be teamed up with somebody else in the party kind of from the get-go.
Yeah.
Or maybe like my situation from before, where this person who's mentoring in and out of game is the person who's played before, and all the rest of them are new, and he's like, you guys are all my charges. Or she, I don't care who my mentor is. Or they, or
Yeah.
an ooze, or whatever. I want someone to read Time Heals, because there's another thing that you can do with your bided time dice pool.
Ooh.
I don't mind continuing on for a sec.
Take it.
Hmm?
Time heals because you're gonna need some time apparently after you've restored everybody else's lack thereof. You instill the strength to push past injuries and can soothe aches with a reassuring word or expert touch. From second level onwards, you may, as a bonus action, expend any number of dice from your bided time pool and heal a creature you can touch for the amount rolled. What?
It's the sensei that also knows acupressure.
Yeah, it's not magical in nature. It's you just
You
make them feel good when you're out there. And
you
this
can use
was
this a number of times equal to your lesson modifier.
made for 2014 rules, so this is before paladins were given bonus action lay on hands.
Well, this is definitely not tuned for future D&D.
No.
This would not fly at all.
Wow.
I am very scared of this thing because I almost feel like you're making a super character.
I was thinking what Awas said. No, I was thinking of someone keeps this video for Marvel Rivals keeps coming up where Dagger, the way that she throws her first dagger is underhand for some reason. So based on like where your positioning is, you can make it look like she's slapping everyone's ass when she throws her first dagger every time. So someone keeps sharing this video of before the match starts, Dagger goes around and slaps all her teammates on the ass, and then the video just turns to text as the match starts, and it goes, "Who do you think won that match?" Yeah, it was us. That's exactly what I was thinking here. Instead of honk honk, your mentor just gives you like a slap on the ass or the shoulder. Like, get in there!
Get in there. You got this. Whoa. Thanks, coach. Should have given me a little bit of heads up.
And if you're the gruff old guy, it's like they smack you in the forehead and they're like, one more thing! But it heals you instead.
Why did you turn into Uncle from Jackie Chan's Adventure? I need to understand.
That's a gruff mentor, baby!
If only I didn't hate it here. I'm just kidding. Oh no. I am excited. I also really wish that now I see really and truly why people want more about this lesson modifier in here and why this was more important to have than just it being a whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot happening in the lesson section.
Fear. Oh, you're gonna love strict, aren't you, Awas? Because this class has 4 archetypes. I'm a little okay. This is a nitpick on my part, where Story Before Numbers did so much in the way of like flavor and fleshing this out, but didn't give the subclasses a cool name. Like all the subclasses are supposed to have a specific name, but they just went with mentor archetypes, and that's sad. It could have been mentor teaching styles or something like that.
Yeah.
But there's the eccentric, the protective, the mystical, and the strict. The mystical is the one that has spells. If you couldn't guess that already.
The best mentors are all 4.
True. And you get your regular ASIs 4, 8, 12, 16, 19. Same idea. And you could even do feats if you wanted to. But then we have life lessons, which at 5th level, your experience allows you to teach friends and foes valuable life lessons. Whenever you finish a long rest, select 2 options for which you meet the prereqs from the lessons detailed at the end of the class description. So basically, every time you take a rest, you get to choose 2 feats, essentially, that each have some effect on the people around you.
Wow.
And you're able to use those lessons until you finish your next long rest. Starting at 12th level, the number of lessons you can select each day increases to 3.
Can I say something weird here?
Yes.
I feel like for the arc of a mentor, as you are training somebody, it should go the other way. You should start out with more life lessons and decrease as you go on.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense too.
I like that.
Unless you're planning on like cycling through a ton of wards like during a campaign, but I think most people would probably do this as you are mentoring one of the other PCs. Yeah, in which case I think actually flipping this makes more sense.
I could see that. It might be a
I
little
see
strong,
montages.
but like, no, I'm with you there. Cause like when the time is now is coming, you have no more lessons to teach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now that you say it, Awas, I was like, why does this picture look so weird? You're correct. This is a still from the show. They just put a filter over it. I was like, this is such a... Why would you make it that way? But no, you're right. It's a still from the show with a filter on it. 100% correct.
This is the only way they knew how to make it at the moment.
Ooh. Ilma. Oh, yes. That's the God of Mercy, like any of his monks going around, that would be amazing. Who wants to read about full potential? And yes, we're going into Dragon Ball Z territory, okay?
DM Lacara, would you like to tell us about our full
Starting at 7th level, you may as an action restore 1 use of a creature's ability or spell slot that otherwise restores on a long rest. They must be able to see or hear you once used. You cannot use it again until you've had a long rest.
It's even more powerful than the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think I would probably have taken Hidden Reserves. I would make Hidden Reserves something else, something weaker, and then move up the actual text for Hidden Reserves to full potential.
Oh.
Like, I think Hidden Reserves could have been something like,
Yes, please.
you restore somebody's bonus action or reaction or something for them in a fight.
Ooh, 2 reactions in one go. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, or if they'd already used it for something like, you know, getting out of the way of something, like it doesn't penalize them then on their turn. Like something like that. Like you gave them the heads up, like, behind you, and it gives them back like an ability or gives them advantage on an attack roll or something like that, and then move that up to full potential to actually like be restoring abilities.
I think that's a fun idea. I think that's a much better idea for it too.
I feel like you have to at least, I know it's called full potential, but you have to put some kind of restriction on it.
Mhm.
Because for 7th level, potentially you guys make it all the way up to level 20 and you're using your 7th level ability to restore someone's 9th level spell slot.
Yeah.
That seems a bit strong.
A little bonkers.
Just a pinch. Just a pinch.
Who wants to take advanced teachings?
Why don't you go for it, Okami?
Okay. Upon reaching 9th level in this class, your attack rolls have advantage while your bided time pool is full. When using your Strike Now ability, you may select one additional effect. The target can move up to half their movement speed before or after making the attack, so you give them aggressive. You gain 1 bided time die. So technically you'd get 2 then. Or is it 3 because of it? Whatever. We don't need to worry about that. It's an extra one. And the target may cast a cantrip instead of making a weapon attack, but does not add the additional d10s from your Strike Now feature to any damage roll. You sort of make them a warcaster, but no bonus damage. But since they're casting a cantrip and they're already level 9, it's whatever, ranked up once, I think? Because you rank up at, is it 5th and 10th? Or is it 5th and 11th? Either way, it's not 9. So some kind of boost if they're using an attack cantrip. Definitely not first time player things to sort of learn. Like this is the skill, no, let me figure out how to word this. The skill ceiling very high.
You need to already understand how the game works.
Yeah. Okay, I want to hear you guys. I want to hear one of you read Forgotten Strength. This one is gonna blow your mind.
Oh man. I'll take it.
You got it.
At level 11, choose one feature that another class or subclass could gain at level 7 or lower. Alternatively, choose a spell of level 4 or lower. You now have that feature, or the capacity to cast that spell once per long rest.
Huh?
This choice might reflect powers your mentor had in their prime. I don't know, if I'm gaining that at level 11, I'd say I'm pretty much in my prime.
Yeah.
What?
If the chosen ability forces creatures to make a saving throws, the DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your lesson modifier. Your spellcasting ability, if necessary, is your lesson modifiers. You do not count as having any levels in the feature's associated class, and the chosen feature cannot be one that changes depending on the character's level. A few examples of off-limits choices would be ones like Action Surge, Rage, Wild Shape, Bardic Inspiration, Sneak Attack, and any class's spellcasting feature. But it includes things
Oh yeah.
like Channel Divinity, some allowed examples, okay, they give some, would be features like a rogue's evasion, a monk's shadow step, or a divination wizard's portent.
Just steal someone else's ability.
Now. Oh, was that your ability I just snatched? My bad. Did you need that? Oh. I'm so sorry. It's mine now.
Guess what? I can do everything you can do, but better.
Like,
And I
you
can-
want to watch me do absolutely anything you could do?
Wow.
It's like, not really.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You thought, Snarky pupil, that you knew something that I didn't know how to do. Let me set the record straight.
Oh, 1000%. This is like, I'm sorry. You thought this was a learning moment for me. No.
That's cute.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Who's
It is I. Who is the? I'm just thinking now. Who's the master now?
the master? Show
Who's
them!
the master now? I. The Last Dragon starts playing in the background. This is. I'm going to say it outright. This is scary. This is like really frighteningly powerful here. We're just going to gain an ability because why not?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, we just want that ability, so we're just going to.
And
I mean, it is level 11.
And-
yes.
hear me out. If you're not playing the Mystic and you don't have any spells normally, you just gain a 4th level spell, which is so because if you've been playing with the same charge or ward up until level 11 and you've never done magic before, and then all of a sudden you're like shwoom, and like fire shoots out of your face and they've never seen you do it before, it's gonna be so funny and so cool.
It is.
And I would absolutely play it like oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try something that I saw this street wizard do this one time. Hang on a second.
Oh my god, yes.
It's like fireball.
It's definitely like let's face it, the shenanigans that are accomplishable here
Oh, yeah.
are insane. Just
'Cause
non-stop shenanigan here.
You
Like,
could take a feature from something that your ward will get or has already, but
Mhm.
you don't have to.
oh yeah, there's nothing that says you have to take what they would have. Like,
Why, thank you.
go
But
crazy.
how much fun would it be to take something like a really high level thing that your student will eventually get and then not use it for like a really long
Oh.
time
My god.
and then
Just
whip it out
hold
and they
on
have
to it indefinitely.
and they have no idea if you've always been able to do that or not.
Oh,
Or
that is...
your ward brand new to the game, never reads their sheet, doesn't know they can do a thing, so you take one of their features, use it, and then be like, why you know? Why you know?
There's just so much fun to be had here.
Yeah.
It's almost criminal how much fun there is to be had here.
Everything is so, like, is very strong, yes, but it's all there to serve a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, 1000%. Nothing is here without reason, and I appreciate that.
Okay, speaking of your montage, I'm gonna let you take this one, DM Shin, because this is your actual ability at 15th level.
Oh,
Montage.
So montage says that we are capable. Let me make sure I got this right. Starting at 15th level, you begin to spot potential improvements in people that can be accomplished via an extended period of training. With 1 week practice, for which you must be present 8 hours every day. The targets of your montage may choose one of these benefits. I hear the music playing, the trumpet sound in my head right now, and I hate it.
Hold on. I didn't have this on the list, but I should have, because I have music for this. I should have done it before. I wish I could spell. Let's go. It's training montage time.
I'm so sad that they waited so long to have a skill named montage. I don't want to have to get to 15th level to be able to
Might
do a
have to.
training montage.
You might have to. I can't stop this feeling. Just I won't sing too much before the copyright strike thing. But so with this montage, you gain the benefits of following: proficiency in a skill tied to their lowest ability score. Increase the daily number of prepared spells by 1, or boost their max HP by 5. What do you mean increase their daily number of prepared spells by 1? What is that like? What does that mean?
They can
Are you
prepare
telling
another
me-
spell.
I'm gonna tell you.
No, I get that, but I thought this was the mentor, not the GM. Now I can't give this to my players.
I mean, they do have to. You have to. They have to sit with this player for 8 hours, 7 days in game. However, he gets
For 5 HP or proficiency in my lowest ability score, I'll take it. Because that allows a heavily armored paladin to spend a week with his mentor and be able to sneak. The incapable of speech barbarian now has proficiency in persuasion checks on top of intimidation.
Taught him how to speak.
Yeah. There's a part of my brain that just loves this. I'm gonna be honest, because the chaos this provides in pretty much just turning D&D into its proper sandbox is amazing. And I'm mad that it took a class, a homebrew, for people to realize that you can do this without a homebrew, mind you. You could just slap this into your campaign. And quite honestly, I like the structure of this, that I would not give it as an ability. I would just slap it in a campaign. Because it gets better. If that week is extended to a month of training, the target creature in montage gains the following: a cantrip of their choice. Spell casting ability is determined by which class spells list they choose the cantrip from. No. It's not they gain a new cantrip. They just learn whatever cantrip they want. They gain either the martial adept, crusher, slasher, or piercer feat, or they gain proficiency in a saving throw tied to their lowest ability score. And get this, multiple creatures can be trained simultaneously, but your montage's benefits can at no point in time be affecting a number of creatures greater than your lesson modifier. So I could literally take this character, and when my DM says it's downtime, I believe that's the sound of the police coming to get me because I'm going to go to jail for this. You're telling me that if the ship takes a month for us to reach, as long as my character spends about 8 hours of the day on the boat training everybody, they can get off the boat and everyone could just know Eldritch Blast.
I think I know what we're all thinking, and it starts with, "Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns."
Sorry. Don't come for us once again. Please let him keep coming. So that's exactly what's going to happen there. DM Lacara, what is your thoughts on such a powerful ability?
Sorry, guys, I was doing something else. Where were we?
Oh,
Getting
hit
down to
montage.
business.
Oh, we're still on.
Yeah. No, you came back to my upset.
I mean, you're talking about a month of training people. I think this is very strong, but I also think that this is probably the least likely thing to ever actually be used by people in a campaign.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's powerful so that if anybody actually does want to, I don't know, start their own like martial arts school.
Why did I not think of that before? Perfect. He's the
You know
dojo
what?
master. Oh my god.
Yeah,
And this is why
That's what
DM
this is
Lacara
for.
comes in with the common sense.
like you can do that. Like nobody says that. Like your guys have to own a tavern. Like they could open a dojo. But, barring that, I don't see this ever actually being used.
I feel like if you're lucky, you'll get the first portion, the week one, to happen like once during the whole campaign. If you're
Yeah.
lucky. You're going to have to be real nice to your DM to get a month uninterrupted. Though it doesn't say
Yeah.
you have to do it like consecutively.
I would say if you allow downtime actions and passage of time in your campaign,
Yeah.
I would allow this.
A lot of people are
And I
just
think-
never going to get to it. You're right.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That is the bar. That is kind of like the entry, the price of entry. It's that you actually have to have the time to sit down for a week, or have your character sit down for a week, spend 8 hours of its day, which is the bulk of an adventure in a day, and learn. Yeah, you are correct. This is very easily, I guess, taken apart.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the idea of, in order to make this happen, your DM has to have some XCOM-like injury rules in place, so all of your team is too injured to adventure, but while they're in the infirmary 8 hours a day, the mentor trains them so they can get better.
They're all doing PT.
Yeah, they're all doing PT.
All just aggressive.
In a month, I'm sending you back out there. Don't let me down.
Oh snap! You got it, boss.
I say, boy, at the end of the month, boy, you better be ready.
I'm just like, nope, I will not.
We're going to war.
It's like, what do you mean by war?
But I
looks
mean,
like...
this.
Hold on, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
We're all so polite.
And so enthusiastic about this.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that if you have a world that is locked in a semi-permanent war, I'm thinking like Stormlight Archives War on the Shattered Plains kind of
Ooh.
thing, where it's like a long-standing stalemate.
Yeah.
This is your training camp.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm glad you gave that setting, because that is ideally the kind of landscape I think I would want for a training camp to exist that could at least have this kind of power. It's like, we don't have time to send these people to specialized schools and like get you prepared. We need everything done on the battlefield.
Yep.
So here's a training camp. This mentor, he's spending 16 hours a day training because he's doing 8 hours a day training the martial adepts and then 8 hours at night training, the magic adepts.
Yep.
Ooh. I'm trying to think of the name. There's a time travel movie with Chris Pratt where they send people into the future to fight aliens so they can save the past. And basically they just teleport everyone into the future, and then there's like 10 soldiers who have survived long enough to teach the rest of the people what to do. They're like, okay, and one day we're going to teach you all about guns. Okay, now go shoot some aliens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works. Pretty sure. Pretty sure they just wake up one day and they're just like, all right, go shoot gun. You're like, all right.
Yeah, that was montage. Because we're not even done with features for this class.
Yeah, no, I think this is going to be a 2-session.
No, I think we can get through the next part. Have faith.
I feel like we'll definitely make it through this and the subclasses. The lessons I'm a little about, but there's only like a page of lessons.
All right, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, who wants to take nothing left to teach?
I can do it. At level 17, a number of allies equal to your lesson modifier add +2 to one ability score of their choice. This feature can push ability scores higher than 20. The bonus fades if the allies spend more than 1 week separated from the mentor. But if said mentor leaves the narrative entirely, the DM may deem it appropriate for the bonus to become permanent. And this feature can never be applied from multiple mentors. So you give someone an ASI.
Yeah. This is for you. And I love that it's left vague here, but when we get into lessons later, you'll know why the mentor may leave the narrative inside.
I gotta go. I just gotta go.
No
It's like,
mentor
"Master,
just
where are you going?"
leaves.
Don't worry
They
about it.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah. The plot needs their blood.
It calls for it. Oh. But do you want to take renewed strength, DM Shin?
I got this. At level 18, choose one feature that another class or subclass could gain at level 15 or lower. Alternatively, choose a spell of level 8th or lower. You now have that feature or the capacity to cast that spell once per long rest. If the chosen ability forces creatures to make saving throws, the DC equals 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your lesson modifier. Your spell casting ability is necessary if necessary is your lesson modifiers. You do not count as having any levels in the feature's associated class, and the chosen feature cannot be one that changes depending on the character's level. Okay.
At level 18, like, you're basically, like, punching God in the shins, so I'm not worried about you having whatever you want. If your campaign made it to level 18, congrats!
Yeah. Yeah, I think at 18, if you want to just... Like, I would honestly, if my players wanted to train with other classes for, like, a purpose that you could give me narratively for what your character wanted, 18 would be where it would happen. 18 is where it happens. This is nuts, don't get me wrong, but,
Manageably nuts.
Yeah.
yeah.
DM Lacara, would you like to take us to The Time Has Come?
Which actually looks like it is not auto-dying, which is definitely what that sounds like.
Yeah, it does.
Disappointed.
Yeah, it does.
Actually, this is kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Upon reaching 20th level, your bided time dice become D10s. You no longer lose any bided time dice from your pool when rolling initiative. Okay.
it's honestly like the level 20. Okay, sure, you might be able to heal 20 D10 on one teammate with like a ass slap, but whatever they're fighting is gonna deal another 20 D10 damage to them
Yeah.
the next turn anyway.
Like, if
Yeah.
you're fighting a Tarask, you're still fighting a Tarask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fighting, a Genius Loki or like some other like Eldritch Abomination, like, or an Elder God or like something like Cthulhu. Yeah, I'm sorry, but like, it's cool, but not level 20 cool.
Yeah.
No.
And based on the original table, you'd still only be able to use 4 per turn anyway. So just keep them for a while.
Yeah, that's
Oh, one of the pages is
impressively
here.
underwhelming.
Yeah. Compared to everything else, yeah. Apparently one of my pages died. I'll have to load the thing again. That was weird. I scrolled down and it was like, I can't show this to you. Why? Oh,
Can't
that's
tell you.
yes, that's a good point. Like DM Shin said, if you're taking a boat somewhere, but if you do have to travel, like, I think that's a good time to run the montage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm surprised no one has. I'm sure it exists. I've just not seen it yet. But no one has turned Jareth, the Goblin King, into the BBEG. I have not seen a module like that. I'm sure it exists. I'm sure no one would have let that go. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just surprised I don't see more of it.
I think it's because people love Jareth and would probably rather him be their patron.
True. True. You've got me there.
They're like, oh my god, Jareth.
OMG. All right. Oh, look, it's Uncle Iroh. Now we can all be sad. Yes. In your head right now, Leaves from the Vine is playing and you're going to cry.
Stop.
There is no alternative.
Get out of my head.
Here
I'm gonna ask you kindly.
we go. I'm going to just change the music up. Who wants to read about the eccentric?
I'll start it up. The eccentric. Their methods are often inscrutable, but they have much wisdom to impart. Eccentric mentors tend to be affable or unimposing figures who forge wholesome bonds with their allies and only show their true capabilities when things are most dire. All right, I like this.
This is very much a subclass where like you gotta role play this. Don't take this subclass if you're not. I mean, you wouldn't take this class if you're not intending to role play. But this especially.
But this is also like the subclass. Like, if you're not going to role play, I'm not allowing you to do it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
and if you take it and you cut your role play, I'm pulling you to the side first as a caring person to make sure you're okay. But once I confirm that this is a whole bunch of malarkey, I'm taking your character sheet away from you.
Yeah.
Once I have confirmed that you are in fact okay, I am removing your ability to use that character sheet because you are underperforming greatly, and I am disappointed. Yeah, this is not the class to be coy with. This is the class to have fun. Like,
Yeah.
you got to embrace this one. But to continue on, your first, you starting at level 3, you gain the humbling experience. When failing an ability check, gain a bonus equal to your lesson modifier, potentially turning the failure into a success. I like this. I like this a little bit. In addition, if the roll in question was a contested ability check, you may choose to instead gain a bonus equal to your opponent's challenge rating or level. Wow.
That could be huge.
Yeah, that's insane.
The first part of this is like Fey Hobgoblins, Fey Help, Fey Assistance ability, whatever. But this one is like oh, you think you've beaten me? You're basically Uncle Phil going into the pool hall. You're hustling some enemy.
1,000%. You also gain wax on. Oh, well, actually, let me finish this up. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your lesson modifier and regain all on a short rest in this case. Interesting, but fun. I kind of like it. It works with what you're issuing, at least in terms of flavor.
This screams Legend of Drunken Master.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 10,000%. On top of it, you get wax on, wax off. By 6th level, during a long or short rest, you may spend time with an ally that involves acts like telling. Okay, that confused my brain for a second. Right. That involves acts like telling them a story, teaching them about a tool you're proficient in, or having them help you with chores. Grant that ally one of the following benefits that persists until your next long rest. God, this is just so flavorful. They have resistance to psychic or necrotic damage and immunity to either the frightened or charmed effect. Pretty big. Their weapon attack deals an additional 1d4 psychic damage. By imparting techniques that confound, outwit, or demoralize opponents, you show that true battles are won in the mind.
Oh yeah. Gosun's on us.
I love the idea that you can vicious mockery as you fight.
There's a lot that is going to be happening here.
This is so beautiful.
Anytime before your next long or short rest, they may ask you a single yes or no question. You have a hunch about the correct answer. This functions as though you were the deity being beseeched by a commune spell. There is never been a moment in my life that a game has said to me, feel like you are being beseeched.
And you didn't know it was missing until now.
I didn't. I was truly unaware.
Story before numbers, you're killing it.
This is wonderful.
Yeah, I love this. The following level, by 10th level, you're gaining Puzzling Mind. Insight checks against you are made at disadvantage. Whenever you make a charisma-based ability check, but before you know whether the roll succeeded or failed, you may expend up to 2 dice from your bided time pool and increase the result. I actually like that it happens prior to you knowing the result.
Yep.
Because
you can't be infallible.
Yeah.
Yes. You need to have this kind of debuff in a way. And it's not a bad one either. It's actually a very fair one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, this is the catch.
You could roll 8 or you could roll 2. Maybe it might not help you at all.
Yeah, like you have to accept the fact that, like, hey, this can go completely sideways.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you're right.
And then finally, because you are just a tea-serving small man or woman or person or whatever you wish to be, underestimated. Because starting at the 14th level, when forced to make a saving throw by another creature, you may choose to instead engage them in a contested ability check. I love this. You and the creature both make checks using the ability you would otherwise have used for the saving throw. If you win the contest, you count as having succeeded. Otherwise, you count as having failed. If you beat your opponent by 10 or more, you also impose the effect of failure back on them. If the effect requires concentration to maintain, you can choose to be concentrating on it. Future saves against the effect have a DC equal to 8 plus your proficiency plus your lesson. So you mean to tell me that the mind flare looks at me and says, "You work for me," and I just use underestimated, and I'm like, "Nah, you work for me."
Yeah.
I beat him by 10. He just works for me?
Yep.
Like, can you imagine an intellect devourer latching on, failing, and then it being dumb?
That's your. I mean, that's your legend right there.
I
That time you.
there's so many applications where this would come, like you can role play so cool, like someone shoots you with a lightning bolt and you're Aero and you catch it and redirect it back at them, like, oh, it's so cool.
Imagine throwing the fireball back.
This is also the kind of thing that the DM has to step up and be complicit in making this as cool as possible.
Oh,
Because
100%.
this has to be the moment where everybody, like, you slow down time. You see that fireball going towards them. Your mentee thinks this is the end. You build that drama. You move to somebody else maybe in the initiative order.
Yes.
And then you come back to them a few minutes later as everybody's like, who cares what Steve does?
Yeah,
and then they catch it and throw it back.
That is exactly how that has to happen, though, because you need that moment of just, huh! Anyway, as I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, did he just catch that and throw it back? Yep, he did.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
It's like, all right, just want to make sure I saw what you saw.
Oh, I'm
You
just
saw that, right?
thinking, oh my god, a dragon. A dragon breath is a saving throw. Oh my god.
Imagine paralyzing a dragon with its own breath.
Oh my god. Yes.
Or the dragon blows. Who has the fear breath? Is it the blue dragon?
Black? Question mark?
One of them, I think, gets fear, right? In their breath?
Yeah, all of them have 2 breaths now.
Yeah. I don't know who gets it, but I'm just imagining the dragon blowing its breath on you, everyone being afraid, but you getting the 10 and walking forward, and the dragon being like, whoa, 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 whoa.
I did not sign up for this.
Any problems, man.
Yo,
Hey,
that
there,
is
big
such
fella.
an amazing ability. And it's not like your capstone ability. I mean, for your subclass, it's your capstone, but it's not like the mentor's capstone ability. It's so cool that you will hopefully have like 6 more levels to mess around with this.
Hopefully.
Because you better be damn sure I'm going to use this before every rest, man.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I need this to go off at the most epic time. I need to be hit with a Geas spell and resist with 10.
That's a good one, too. You just grab the lips and close them. No. The dragon goes to breathe whatever it's going to breathe. No.
Yeah. Stop it. I'm gonna tell you again.
Hey. What did I say? What did I say about stuff like this? Huh? Cut it
You're
out.
making me look. I'm going to make you look bad, okay? It's not going to be me. Not today.
Don't make me embarrass you in front of your friends.
Yeah. There's a bunch of kobolds in the background, like, yeah, get him! And no!
They're like, hey, man, why ain't his breath working? It's a little weird. But if we're not
freaking
being the grand wise tea drinking sensei archetype, who wants to tell us all? I think Okami, actually, you should tell us all about the protective.
I'll take the protective. A lifespan is limited, but the bonds forged during it are eternal. A protective mentor dedicates themselves wholly to the promise they see in their companions and strives to further the party's journey at all costs, even when it means risking their own life. We're gonna get to lessons later, but yes, if you're gonna die, you could be the protective. Shield of the Passing Torch. Starting at level 3, when a creature within your movement speed range becomes targeted by an attack. So this is within your movement speed. It's not right next to you. You can use a reaction to move adjacent to them and become the target in their stead. You may choose whether to trigger opportunity attacks or not during this movement. Should the targeting effect leave you at 0 hit points, the shielded creature gains a bonus to their damage rolls equal to half your mentor level, rounded up. This bonus persists for 1 minute. Once this bonus has been granted, it cannot happen again until after you finish a long rest. You basically are teleporting to whatever teammate is getting hit and being like, no! Presumably, you're wielding a shield, you have higher AC than them because they're your ward. You're a big, thick boy on the field. And you're just like, whoom, whoom, and then you just block. You're the juggernaut, except you're better when you're not moving than when you are.
Slap this with Sentinel, now you're broken.
Just another path. By 6th level, during a long or short rest, you can spend time stealing your resolve to protect your allies. Choose one of the following benefits that persist until your next rest. You gain resistance to one of the 3 damage types, piercing, slashing, or bludgeoning. Your movement speed increases by 15 feet, so you can use that teleport dash thing even further away. You remember or deduce 2 useful bits of information about the nearby area. This functions like the spell Commune with Nature. If you're teaching rangers, that third option, it may seem like the worst option of the 3, but if all of your wards are rangers, this is just straight flavor.
Yeah.
Watchful Mind at 10th level, Frightened Condition doesn't work on you anymore. You never get scared. I ain't never scared. Never blacked out.
You never back. Yeah, you truly never back. You are Jimon Honsu. You never back down.
Whenever you make a wisdom-based ability check, but before you know whether the roll succeeded or failed, you can expend up to 2 dice from your by the time pool and increase your result by the amount rolled. So basically the same thing as Puzzling Mind, but for a different application, which is kind of cool that all of these archetypes have a similar ability, and then it's like, oh, but we'll tweak it a little bit. I like it. I cut you off though, Shin. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I really do enjoy the fact that like so much of this is truly built around the Guardian. If somebody said to me, "Ooh, I kind of want to play like I would allow this if someone was like a mentor and somehow they weren't sure what they wanted to be and they were like, "Oh, I just want to like protect the world." Yeah, you want to be the hero mentor? Here you go. You want to be All Might? Bam. Here's your here's what you're looking for. So I like this a lot.
This is the archetype within the, I mean, you're picking this class to help your teammates. Like, sure, you get some bonuses, but the vast majority of your abilities are helping teammates. It's not necessarily for you. And like, this is the ultimate, like, when you, it's that meme of the person's teaching their friend how to play a video game, and they're like a huge, like, level 1000 warrior, and they're taking like 1 billion arrows to the back, and the level 1 character is in front of them like, oh my god, this is so fun, and the big guy's just like patting them on the head.
Yeah, no, 1000%. This is absolutely the big sibling,
This
the
is
Iron
this is
Giant.
Big
this is
sibling
Aragorn with
energy.
the fight with the cave troll in Moria,
Yes.
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 where he keeps like getting it away from the hobbits.
Mm-hmm.
1,000%. Yes.
Love this. At 14th level, you get Never Late. As an action, you can designate a willing creature that you can touch. You can have a number of creatures up to your lesson modifier designated at the same time, and if you use this ability on an additional creature after reaching that maximum, you have to select one of your previous targets to lose their designation. So it's not like whoever was first gets kicked out. You're choosing who you need this to. But whenever one of your creatures that's designated drops below, gets bloodied, they drop below half hit points, you know which one of them it was. If you're asleep when you become aware of it, you can choose to wake up. You can use your action to instantly appear within 15 feet of that creature, provided they're on the same plane of existence as you. But you only
Wait a
do it
minute.
once per long
Wait
rest.
a minute.
You can just teleport to someone.
I'm just remembering the Undertaker meme when he just sits up. I'm just imagining that your character is like in the best slumber of their life and just like, the danger. Done. They just like rise up. There's like, who's in danger?
That is amazing.
This
I
is
love
like
ability.
they're sipping tea. They're just having whatever. They're like in the shop in town. They're having a basic day and they're sipping tea and they go to put their cup down and it just cracks and they're like, my ward. And they just disappear. This is so flavorful.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the grumpy mentor. I'm just picturing like they've been out adventuring like for basically forever. They dropped the kid off to like visit their family or something for a week. They just got back into town, just got to their favorite tea house, just pick up the cup, and they're like, oh no.
Not
Like their
again.
spidey sense just goes off and they're like, seriously, there's nothing in that village bigger than a cow. And they just like walk out and everyone's like, what?
Huh? Oh yeah, because everyone has to look like at their most confused. Like, wait, why? What's going on here? Did he just?
He's like
Where's
in
he
the
going?
tavern. He goes, keep the change, slaps the money on the table, and just disappears.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is fantastic. And again, like, you could even put this in as you haven't seen your mentor in a really, really long time. You've been out adventuring for quite a while. And, like, they had touched you before you left. Not in a bad way. I mean, like, they just tapped your shoulder or something when you left. And you didn't even know they applied this to you. And
Yep.
then when you're about to get killed at, like, the end of Tier 1, they show up. Just,
Yep.
hello.
It's like I really thought you would do better than this.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something that harks back to the training. It's like, you forgot to dodge, didn't you?
Yeah. You didn't use the ability I taught you. I drilled into your head.
For moments like this.
I think that's exactly how it happens too. They're holding back, like they're literally holding up their arm, like not even a shield. Their arm is just up blocking the attack. That's like blasting your whole part. It's like when you're fighting the undead, you need to remember to bring a cleric, not one of you. And it's just like, how is he holding back that entire lightning bolt? with bare hands? What is
Side
this
note-
man made of?
Side note, also an amazing way to introduce the mentor to the party if they are joining. Right.
Oh,
At that point.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Yes, that's how they come in. You've lost some players over time, but you
Yep.
finally made it to, like, you're at the end of Tier 3. You're like, we can't quit now. We have so much stuff to do. And then someone gets bloodied, and all of a sudden, what up? It's our new player. They walk into the
Okami.
room. You're like, oh!
Guy Sensei Naruto, just
Yeah.
dynamic entry, flying kick, just.
That's great too. Oh my god, dynamic entry. So good. literally just kicks himself onto the screen every time he shows up.
Well, if you're not drinking tea and protecting the future, DM Lacara, would you mind telling us
Yes.
something I think that is the perfect person to read this, the mystical?
No, actually, I want to hold out for the strict.
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
Then I will go through the
Yeah,
mystical.
take the mystical, DM Shin.
Certain people carry an arsenal of abilities so varied and fantastical that one constantly wonders what they might do next. Whether they're a powerful wizard or a whimsical nanny, mystical mentors teach others to expect surprises around every corner. Okami, it's the magical ones.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The fact that they wrote mystical nanny in there is just mwah.
Yeah. Spellcasting. When you reach the 3rd level, you further your air of supernatural mystery with the ability to cast spells, and you now gain 3 cantrips and 3 spells. I am curious to know where you get your spells from. And I'm going to learn that you gain 3 cantrips of your choice from the wizard spell list. You learn another wizard cantrip of your choice at 10th level. Spell slots. The Mystical Mentor spellcasting table shows how many spell slots you have to cast your spells of 1st level and higher. To cast one of these spells, you must expend a spell slot, blah, blah, blah. You gain all your spell slots when you finish a long rest. But what? Oh, here we go. I was like, but why won't you tell me what spells spells known of 1st level or higher. You know 3 1st level wizard spells of your choice, 2 of which you must choose from the abjuration or conjuration spells of the wizard list. Huh.
So you're still helping people out. You're still making
Yeah.
more targets. You're still making sure that your teammates don't get hit.
They're kind of saying like you should pick supporting abilities to help people out.
Mhm,
Like you
mhm.
should really be focused on getting in and out and maybe even providing like CC and support if you were playing like an MMO or something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the spells known column of the Mystical Mentor spellcasting table shows you learn more wizard spells of 1st level or higher. Each of these spells must be of a level of which you have the spells. For instance, when you reach 7th level in this class, you can learn 1 new spell of 1st or 2nd level. So it is very delayed spellcasting.
Yeah, very.
Improvements. You don't go beyond 4th level.
Which is very strange. You're like worse than a half caster, but you also get access to another free 4th level, and then you'll get an 8th level out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And on top of it, your spellcasting ability seems to be affected by your lesson modifier once again. I think in this case, though, if you're going with if you have to use wizard spells, you probably just stick with int.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Oh, it's Professor McGonagall at the bottom.
I saw that just now. You use your spell lesson modifier when setting the saving DC for a wizard spell you cast and when making attack roll with one. Spell DC is equal to 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your lesson modifier, and again, your proficiency bonus and your lesson modifier combined to make your spell attack modifier. At the 6th level, you're magical all along. I just like the title of that, magical all along.
And this was before Agatha.
Yeah, way before Agatha. Just a mentor all along. Ooh, and you know what's crazy? Agatha, she
is technically a mentor. It's true.
Yeah. You know, it's not spoilers because the show's been on TV too long.
That's like
go watch it.
Zone.
I say that though to say that by 6th level, you may, during a long or short rest, lend some of your magic to a willing creature with an intelligence of 6 or higher. Choose 1 1st level spell from the wizard spell list that does not have ritual casting tag. That creature may cast this spell once without expending a spell slot. Their spell casting ability modifier for this is your lesson modifier, and the DC of your spell equals 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your lesson modifier. The creature's ability to cast spells fade if you use this feature again. So, intelligence 6 means that technically you could teach certain pets. You could teach a parrot a verbal component spell of first level.
You are the patron, bro.
You could teach a parrot. You could have a ranger's parrot cast healing word.
I'm sure they meant that to be like a replacement for a familiar, but I love the idea of getting somebody else hasty to do it instead.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. And at 10th level, you gain a Sage Mind, and whenever you make an intelligence-based ability check, so I think they're kind of hammering in that like you want to go intelligence here if you're going with the mystic. But before you know the roll, succeeded or failed. Okay, you can expend 2 dice from your bided time pool. So we've seen this ability already. Yeah. It looks like they just kind of rehashed it. Kind of disappointing that it's limited to intelligence only.
And not saving throws. This is just ability checks.
Yeah. A little disappointing. And then at 14th level, you become a conjurer of cheap tricks. And once per long rest, you can cast a 5th level spell from the wizard spell list without expending a spell slot. So
I should hope so. You don't get a 5th level spell slot.
Yeah. So you just blow up an invisible spell slot you were never going to be able to gain. Interesting. Kind of underwhelming.
There's a lot of weird stuff you can do with magical all along, but compared to the other ones, yeah, underwhelming.
Also, the references of magical nannies and super-powered mentors that have always had spells, this doesn't really give off this, like, accidental, like, I'm too strong at magic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think Nicolas Cage, the Sorcerer's Apprentice, level of, like, magical power. Or if you've seen the Fantastic Beasts movie, like, how powerful Newt Scamander really is behind the scenes. That being said,
like, it's not bad, it's just not as powerful as the rest of them.
Yeah. I think for its emphasis on spellcasting, it does a lot to nerf the spellcaster. Like, you can do a lot with it, but you're, like you said, you have less spells than a half-caster, and then your class as a whole just gives you the ability to use a spell whenever you want, so why would this matter anyway? Like, I think I would have liked to have seen it play with some of the capstone abilities you gain in the class already. And maybe, like, teach you a spell and gives you a spell of, like, 8th level or higher. You know what I mean? Like, once per day, you can gain an 8th level spell slot or a spell slot up to 8th level.
Or, like, whatever you choose, you can do twice because you're so smart you found a way. So Mystic might get some tweaks.
But I think if you're not being mystical...
I gotta know why you were so into it.
You're gonna be the strict. DM Lacara, take us in.
I have not read this. I just think that this is probably the archetype I would end up going with. Tough love and demanding challenges are tools by which the strict mentor tries to prepare their allies for a dangerous world. While they may sometimes come across as ornery or callous, there is often a great deal of care behind their hardened exterior. Starting at 3rd level, you get criticism. I'm pretty sure that started earlier, but now you get it as a named trait. Starting at 3rd level, your ability to criticize an ally's missteps motivates them to succeed at future attempts. Oh, okay. So it becomes constructive criticism. That's the difference.
Okay.
When a creature within 60 feet of you fails a d20 roll where they added an ability modifier, you may use your reaction to critique them for it.
I'm just imagining your characters being like, really, bro?
No, it's the really, really annoying one where you're like in the middle of the battle and you're like, your footwork is slipping. Keep that right foot stable, damn it. How many times have I told you that?
I
You're like,
told
"That's what
you
to say."
to lift your left elbow when you throw a right hook.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
You better hope you survive this because you better hope they kill you because otherwise you are gonna have so many drills when you get done.
Oh, I cannot wait to show you how to throw a kick.
Again. Yep. Okay. So you critique them for it. Make note of which abilities modifier was added. That creature now has advantage on all d20 rolls it makes using the same ability as the previously failed roll.
Wow.
This is great for if you're fighting like a beholder or something that's just going to keep throwing like
Ooh.
the same raise at you over and over.
Yes. Yeah.
The effect ends once the creature has succeeded on such a roll, or when you use your criticism feature again, whichever comes first. So you just keep berating them for it until they do it right.
Well, bite your bottom lip and give it hell.
We rest when we're dead. At 6th level, you may, during a short or long rest, lead a number of willing creatures up to your lesson modifier through grueling exercises that sharpen their talents and teamwork. Anyone undergoing this training can choose one of the following effects. They may expend a number of their hit dice up to your lesson modifier and gain temporary hit points equal to the amount rolled. They do not add their con mod to the rolls. These temporary hit points persist until their next rest unless otherwise depleted. The creature may add your lesson modifier to one attack roll made before their next rest. They can do so after seeing the initial roll, but before knowing whether they succeeded or failed. Or they may use the help action as a reaction once before their next short or long rest. Creatures involved in the training still gain all other benefits of a rest.
That hit dice
Stoic.
one is really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Sorry. Continue.
This subclass of all of them really is once again hyping up the fact that like you're the angry support.
Yeah.
Like you're not like, hey, you can do it, man. Keep at it. You're like, what even in the hell is that? You really think I'm impressed? Like this is where you get to like if you ever wanted to channel your army or like really play out like your drill sergeant character, this is where you get to be it. Like if you wanted to remake Platoon, this is where you pull your character in.
I'm considering taking a screenshot of this and sharing it with anybody I've ever mentored with an apology.
Be like, what would you think if I said this was a character I wanted to play? Just like follow all the answers. Like, okay, see who we've got.
There would be no surprise. Stoic. Stoic mind. At 10th level, whenever you make a strength or constitution-based ability check, but before knowing whether you succeeded or failed, you may expend up to 2 dice from your bided time pool and increase your result by the amount rolled.
Wow.
This guy gets two things.
This is the character that carries around whatever your in-world version is of Marcus Aurelius, like in a dog-eared copy. in their backpack.
Mhm,
They've already memorized it, but they like to throw it at their students.
mhm.
Like we practiced, starting at 14th level, you gain the ability to remind others of the hardships they've overcome so far and grant them the strength to win when things seem most dire. As an action, you may call out a battle formation. For the next minute, creatures within 60 feet of you gain the following benefits. They get all of these. +1 to AC for every allied creature within 5 feet of them, to a
What?
max of +5. +1 to damage rolls for every allied creature within 5 feet of them, to a max of +5. And +1 to dex saves for the same thing.
It's probably
Okay.
the most powerful one of the capstones.
So you
Definitely.
become a Roman Imperial Guard, basically.
And like
Mhm.
flavor wise, this one is so fun because you get to like all the players now have to be hyped up for like why they're getting extra AC, why they're hitting harder. And the deck saves one, you can say they all move like in unison. In tandem,
Okay.
like one guy's like pushing somebody else's foot up to dodge whatever the ability is. Hey, no, a little bit more. Come on, we got this, man.
Plus, you get the excellent option, which as role-playing the strict, you have probably not had a ton of chances to have fun with it compared to like the eccentric,
Mm.
but you get to name your battle formation something ridiculous.
Oh yes, yes.
You know, this is where you get, you know,
Asshole.
the crane twists tortoise's leg, you know, like this is you're,
I
and everybody,
love
all the
this.
bad guys just like stop and they're like, what did you just say? And all your people know what it means.
16 frogs pirouette over your grandmother's ashtrays. What?
Yeah.
Huh? And then all of a sudden, your party just becomes the most well-organized unit.
Yep. And they're like, how did that, but how, what?
I'm also though just imagining because because you gain as this or as this class as a whole, and then following subclass the random spell effects. I'm just imagining that when you want to use this, you just summon a magic mouth that blows a whistle, and they just snap to attention.
Oh. Or
Like,
That's good.
role
just
play it.
whistles. Okay.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just like you hear the magic whistle, and everyone inadvertently hears you just yell out a command. Like just hears you yell a 10 hut, and they just like stand still. Like, wait, why am I? I've never been in the military. What the hell is happening?
I was thinking,
It doesn't matter.
What you yell out as a battle formation like doesn't make sense as a battle formation. It's like you yell something out like getting water from the well, and everyone just starts doing it and then realizing that they can use this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, wait,
Yep.
what?
Oh, I love this so much. So much.
This is so fun. That was so fun. And then we finally come to, oh, is it all loaded now? It's no blank pages? I don't know why that happened. Oh, there's actually 2 pages of them, but the lessons are pretty quick. So I think we can just run through them.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch the music up. Who wants to start with Ace Up the Sleeve?
I'll just kick it off. Obviously, one cantrip from the wizard spell list. Starting at the 11th level, this lesson also lets you cast a first level spell from the wizarding spell list once without expending a spell slot. Once again, using your lesson modifier, and this can be selected multiple times. This lesson can be selected multiple times on the same day. A spell for free. You kind of could do that with feats already in the game. Kind of underwhelming.
Just as you could change it every day.
True.
Eh.
True.
It's You could also, a lot of these you could also turn into their own feats.
I think that's, yeah. Not too bad.
But starting at 11th level to get a first level spell is crazy.
Yeah, it seems way too late.
Speaking of dodgeball, though, there's also dodge! Your teachings prove effective enough to ward against danger with split-second advice. Whenever a creature within 6 feet of you is targeted by an attack, you can expend 1 bided time die from your pool and add the number rolled to the creature's AC against that attack. You must choose to use this ability before knowing the result of the attack roll. If you're the strict guy, you're for sure screaming out, dodge! That's actually when you for sure scream out, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge dodgeball.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is...
further down the page is if you can dodge a wrench. That's one of
Who wants to take empty your cup?
I can do that. You can spend 1 action helping a willing spellcaster clear their mind and remember the right spell from their arsenal. They may replace 1 spell they've prepared for another spell on their list of spells known. They must be able to see or hear you. Once used, you may not use this ability again until after a short rest.
This is good if your players don't really read their spells, or if they have a spell now and they've realized, I'm never going to use this.
Mm.
Do you want to read exposition? DM Shin?
Well, it's a prerequisite of the 8th level, but you've been many places, and thus know many things. By spending 10 minutes smoking or otherwise enjoying 250 gold worth of incense, you may bring to mind a brief summary of the significant lore about a person, place, or object. This functions like the legend lore spell. Alternatively, you may cast the spell Find the Path. So, what you're telling me is at 8th level, my character, the party's lost somewhere. My character kicks his leg up, lights a joint, and it's just like, we really should go left. Yeah, I think we go left about 3 miles and then go north. We should get to where we're looking for. And I think he might have some traps around the door.
The air doesn't smell so foul down here.
Yeah.
You're Gandalf.
Speaking of Gandalf, you want to take this one, DM Lacara?
Oh my god. I didn't say it.
Oh, yeah.
I said it without reading the next one.
Oh my god. Across from it is, if in doubt, always follow your nose. Oh man. Alright. Okay, so we were clearly on the same page. We promise none of the 3 of us is the person that wrote this.
No, this is not what we have done. But if you have enjoyed tonight's episode, as always, please do everything you can to support the channel. Hit the buttons. Yep. DM Lacara. Tell them one time before we close up for the night.
Hit some of the buttons. Hit the buttons that give Okami money if your wallet can manage it. If not, hit the buttons to like, subscribe, share, all that annoying stuff people say in these videos. Or buy stuff from us from Redbubble, because that's fun and you get things for it.
And if you'd like us to lead you into a better time in D&D, continue to follow everywhere you can and keep up with us every Monday here on the channel so that we can teach you and kind of give you guidance on some of the fun stuff that you could be doing at your table or with your friends at the table, so long as you run it by your DM if you're a player. Please run it by them.
Yep.
But
okay. Lie, you fools. As an action, you may target a number of creatures up to your lesson modifier who can see or hear you. For the next minute, each of those creatures gets 1 additional action on their turns. This action may only be used to take the dash action. You may also trigger this lesson as part of your action when you initiate the I'll hold them off lesson. Once used, you may not use this ability again until you've completed a long rest. Or fallen off a broken bridge. Don't mind.
Foolish son of a tuck.
Right, who wants to be
Okami.
Obi-Wan?
I will happily remind people that Anakin, I have the high ground. You punish the hubris of an enemy's reckless advance. I love this. Thank you for giving me a reference to what is no longer the worst Star Wars. You may use your reaction to enact this lesson or another creature's turn. Until the end of your turn, until the end of their turn, you manage to land counters whenever one of their melee attacks misses you, reducing the attacker's hit points by an equal amount to your lesson modifier. So it's not even that you have to now roll damage, it's that they miss and you're just bopping them in the back of the head like, too slow, try again.
Yeah.
Once you reach the 11th level in this class, you can reduce the attacker's hit points by amount equal to twice your lesson modifier for each missed attack. That's insane. So at certain points, you could just, in the middle of a fight, as something misses, you can just slap it. Like, that's how I would flavor it. Like, every time they miss, I slap them.
And
I just slap them for
it's
8
not
damage.
only melee attacks, it's also ranged attacks, so you can hurt them in their heart by insulting them every time they miss.
Oh, man. And you may also trigger this lesson as part of your reaction when enacting the protective mentor shield of the passing protective mentor ability shield of the passing torch.
You know how angry I would be if I took a swing at someone? Someone else just appeared in front of them and then like punched me in the throat? Do you know how angry I would be?
I would be elated as the player. Not gonna lie to you, I would be over the moon. But Okami, would you like to tell us though what happens though if you have to hold them off?
Oh man, this is the one.
Wait,
I'll hold
please
them off.
read the prereq.
Yeah. Prerequisite. Ask your DM if this ability fits the style of campaign they're running. Because this is something you can do every day if you really want to. You may spend an action to remove yourself and a number of enemy creatures whose combined CR sum equals no more than 1.5 times your mentor level from combat. You hold off the removed creatures long enough for your allies to finish the remainder of the encounter and or escape. Once your allies are out of initiative, either by escaping or overcoming the remaining threats, roll a d20 that cannot be modified or re-rolled. On a 1
Here we
to
go.
3, you die heroically.
It had
This
to be in
death
there
is
somewhere.
permanent and cannot be reversed via resurrection, nor can the loss of the character be staved off by any other means, such as a death ward or clone spell. Having protected your allies, your soul is at peace and does not return. I did my best! Go on
y'all
in
got it
my
from here.
stead!
This
You
is
guys got it
amazing.
from here.
On a 4 to
Y'all figure it
19, you somehow managed a tense standstill or daring escape. Reduce your HP to half of what it was when you enacted this ability, minimum of 1. If your allies stayed to continue the fight, have everyone roll for initiative again. If they escaped, you catch up to them. However, on a 20, you killed all enemy creatures that were removed from combat. Put yourself at 1 HP. If your allies escaped, you catch up to them. Should the critical success occur, future 20s can only result in a standstill for the next month.
Like, you can't kill that many people again for the next one. Your license to kill expired. You gotta wait.
You have to go to the fantasy DMV.
I'm just imagining, if you've ever seen the movie Major Payne, it's like Why? What? Where's all the wars? We don't have any more wars. Why not? You killed them all. This is the game being like, listen, man, you killed everybody, like everybody. No more killing. You're good. Just they walked away from you.
Then we're back to Gandalf.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
If in doubt, you follow your nose. Go on and heal the car, would you please?
When a creature within 60 feet of you makes a survival, insight, or investigation check, you may, as a reaction, expend up to 2 dice from your bided time pool and increase their result by the amount rolled. You may choose to use this ability after the roll, but before knowing whether the check succeeded or failed.
I liked it. It's just I was not expecting the references to follow us.
Yeah.
Right?
Either.
And Okavi, speaking of references, here's one for you. If you can dodge a wrench.
If you can dodge a wrench. By repeatedly throwing objects at allies, you hone their reflexes. You're not throwing them at enemies, you're hitting your teammates with them. You may make non-damaging ranged weapon attack rolls against allied creatures. For each of these attacks that hits, they gain a +1 bonus to their AC against ranged attacks until their next long rest. This bonus only applies if the target doesn't intentionally improve their odds of being hit, but the mentor may attempt to improve their odds of hitting by any means at their disposal. You can make a total number of these attacks up to your lesson modifier. This lesson can be selected multiple times on the same day.
You're sitting at the tavern throwing peanuts at the player that you want to survive.
That is exactly what I was thinking.
Stuff at your student.
You're just pelting them with peanuts, rocks, shells, seeds, like just whatever you have. Like just flicking little things at them to see if they'll like finally pay attention.
Oh my god. The upcoming quotes are even better.
Oh.
Take them.
No, not this one. It's later on.
Well, we do get right after this. Just be yourself. You assure a creature that they are unique, wonderful, and worthwhile. Holy shit.
This is the most Creepshow Kate thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
You just start saying Christina Aguilera's beautiful to her. When a creature within 60 feet of you makes a persuasion, performance, or animal handling check, you may, as a reaction, expend up to 2 dice from your bided time pool and increase the result by a rolled amount. You may choose to use this ability after the roll, but before knowing whether it succeeded or failed. So you could just pad somebody's roll.
What a beautiful fluffy squirrel.
Amazing. I have no words for this one. And yet we get followed up with another DM prerequisite of you're gonna need some permission. Who wants to take this one?
Take it.
This is amazing.
You take it. You got it.
Legacy. You can choose to enact the I'll hold them off ability instead of making a death saving throw. This entails the mentor willing themselves back to 1 hit point for the purpose of aiding their allies. When you use this ability, you may increase the combined CR sum of creatures you're able to remove from combat. If you do this, the range of rolls that results in your death expands by a similar amount. For example, if you wish to hold off enemies with a CR sum that is 3 times higher than you would normally hold off, you may do so, but you now die on a roll of 1 to 6 instead of 1 to 3. Should you die when using your I'll hold them off ability, one of the following effects occur, DM's choice. Your party members level up. You kill, seal away, or fundamentally defeat one creature of your choice among the enemies held off. Or you return to life 24 hours later as a class of your choice other than the mentor whilst retaining your level. This is the only exception to the otherwise permanent character loss of I'll hold them off.
Okay.
It's my twin brother.
No, you choose
Or-
to be Aslan, basically.
Yeah. You just, but do you know the flavor you could have with that? Like, just
Mhm.
if you were a charisma based mentor, you died fighting. You come back as a hexblade.
Ooh.
Now you got some flavor.
Mhm.
Do you know how much flavor there is here? Ooh.
You were made an offer you couldn't refuse.
Yeah, like, ooh, there's just so much you could do. Because the best part of it, I'm a big fan, and I'll say it quickly, I'm a big fan of hiding other players' sheets from other players
Hmm.
in a campaign. Because I want players to surprise one another. I want players to feel like I know that sometimes it happens where it's sometimes another player helps another player because they don't know. But every once in a while, players will overplan,
Yeah.
and I don't want them to pull from other people's sheets too much. So I'll make sure everybody locks their sheet out. This right here, you don't know no party member knows that you have this. This is the perfect thing. Because here you are in like the big fight, and you just like grab the bomb, grab the BBEG, and just slam down everything. Puff of smoke, white light, nothing's left.
Mhm.
24 hours later, you walk up, injured, a whole other person. You could even play You Forgot Who You Are, whatever you want to do.
That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Do it like you were sealed and this broke the seal.
Ooh. The reverse, or if it's the BBEG route, they go back to being evil, but they use they go back to full power evil.
Ooh. 24 hours later, it's phase 2. I gave you time.
Oh my god. And what an emotional roller coaster for everybody. That character went evil in the first place. You lose them from the campaign. Then they come back trying to redeem themselves. They sink all of that time and effort and emotional baggage and everything into that. They hold them off, they die for your party, and then they come back evil again, and you have to defeat them.
That's good.
Who's running the campaign so I can play a character?
I
I need this. Ooh. Ooh, that's so good. Ooh, ooh.
It just hurts on so many levels over and over.
Oh, it hurts so good though. Like
Remember, the more you tell your DM about your character, the more you will be hurt later.
oh, we thrive on your pain, but we need it. It builds character.
Literally.
And you know what? If sometimes you get too dark, it gets too deep. Oh, Kami, could you tell us what happens if you let me shoulder it?
As an action, you embrace a willing creature other than yourself and try to help them work through difficult emotions. If they're experiencing exhaustion, maximum hit point reduction, a curse, or the frightened condition, you may purge one of those effects from them at the risk of transferring it to yourself. Make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, you're now under the effects of the condition you removed from the creature. But once used, you can't use this again until you've finished a short rest. Give me your
Kami.
pain. Give me your disease. I would take it if I could.
This is deep. This is literally the kid is blind and you choose to be blind for him.
Oh my god, yes!
There's
Megatron with
just so
amnesia.
much flavor baked into
Mhm.
this class.
This is a class only meant for role players.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is our peers class.
If you love, if you're one of those people who loves role playing but hates combat, this is the one for you.
Yeah. Yeah. 1000%.
Yeah, stay alert.
When you or any creature within 30 feet of you rolls for initiative, you can expend your bided time die from your pool and increase initiative by the amount rolled. If you wish to target multiple creatures with this ability, separate bided time die must be expended for each creature. This occurs after rolling for initiative. Causes you to remove half dice. Wait, this
Because
occurs
when you,
after rolling for initiative.
yeah,
Okay.
until you get to
You
level
don't-
20, you'll lose half of your bided time dice pool whenever you roll initiative.
Interesting. Could be fun, but it depends if you use like group initiative.
Yeah,
It may not work out as well.
I was thinking that too. It depends on how you're playing your game. This may not be effective at all, but that's okay because you could just change it every day. Also, the doing them in reverse, where you get more at the beginning of the lessons, makes like later on in the game you'll need more help, but it makes sense to help the players that are new to the game, that are new to those characters more than it does when like later on in the game when they should know what they're doing by then.
Yeah. Who wants to take the next one?
I think we got to give this one to DM Lacara.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me. You spar with an ally and talk them into truly striking you. At the end of a short or long rest, one willing creature of your choice can make a weapon attack roll against you, dealing damage as normal upon a hit. Make note of the damage you take. If this creature deals damage with the same weapon in the future, they can choose to remember their training and increase the damage by the amount you wrote down, at which point the benefit fades. It also fades if you don't use it before your next rest.
That's fantastic.
I love it.
And you can
Yeah,
totally replay it. Like your DM has to, like, doesn't have to, but they should be replaying this as like a flashback sequence. Like they take their swing and then they're like, "Oh yeah, Wakong!" And you're like, "Oh."
Yep. Yeah.
Especially if you use it through Strike Now, and then you add on the extra damage too. Oh, that's great. I thought I taught you better than this.
That goblin's not punching you, I am.
Remember medium-sized fist.
Oh god, you want to take the next one?
Sure. Who are you and what do you want? As an action, you confront a creature that can hear you with difficult questions or harsh truths. If they're behaving in a way contrary to their moral judgment, for example, because they're possessed, magically dominated, or coerced, you may, for the next minute, expend one die from your bided time pool anytime they make an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, and decrease the result by the amount rolled. The DM adjudicates if a creature qualifies as behaving against their moral judgment. This is the coolest my pupil is falling to the dark side thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. This isn't you. What are you doing?
I taught you better than this.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to
I
take?
feel like this plus the strict is
Oh,
good.
mwah, that is some good flavor. So there's the last one on the sheet, but there are actually two more on the Reddit. So there's one for each of us. So who wants to take Why Do We Fall?
I'll grab it. A moment shared with you gives a creature the strength to carry on when they would otherwise stay down. You may cast the Death Ward spell once without expending a spell slot. Okay. The idea that you hit 0 HP and as you're falling, you get the anime white line that just flashes the ting, and you just wake up, come back to life, and just like stand ready to fight. Like hearing your mentor's words. Yes. Yeah, give me all the anime moments right now. I am for this. I believed in the mentor before, but this sold me. In the final moment, it sold me once more. I love that idea. This is truly an our peers class.
Yeah, because you gotta make sure that you have role played enough of these conversations and situations that when you have one of these moments, the other player is actually thinking about stuff you said to them.
All right, now I gotta find the last two, but the last two are both references to the Princess Bride because someone in the comments was like, "How could you not have a Princess Bride mentor?"
Like psych.
I gotta go.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
So we've got. Are you sure you don't want to take one before you go?
I hate the Princess Bride with a burning passion.
Okay. Never mind.
I think that that's a good one.
It's a good time to go. The only thing, I mean, I'm going to tell you later too in the chat, there is a new item on the list and it is mini supplement. And that's basically just something that I know we can get through in one session. So smaller than homework.
Fair.
I didn't want anyone to think I meant like miniatures supplement because I feel like most people would assume that with me.
That would track though. Well, fair enough. But we'll see you later.
Yeah, we will definitely see you. I'll throw up the poll for sure. I also hate the way that Twitch is doing polls. If you're not looking at the screen when the poll ends, I can't bring the poll back up. I don't know if anyone voted in the second one. And for that, I'm sorry. I wrote down who voted in the first one, though. I got articles. I don't like the way Twitch does polls. But I'm going to take I am not left-handed.
Could you actually share the Reddit link?
Oh, yes. Sorry, my bad. That is a yep. For those of you on YouTube, I believe I originally linked to the Reddit post and not the PDF. For those of you on Twitch, here's the Reddit post. And there's Agni the Warlock way down, added 2. I was like, yo, I can't believe you haven't had a Princess Bride reference. So he put in 2 in here. Story Before Numbers. Also, if you happen to be watching this or reading this, you are the only person that I have seen on any of these that seems to embody a true neutral stance to people responding to your supplement, which is, I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's a very interesting, like almost everything is, anytime you just want to say like, I'm glad that you think my thing is cool enough that you want to add to it. That's so cool. Like, good for you being so on the level. But Agni the Warlock adds, I am not left-handed. You raise your performance to the level of skill facing you. When a creature scores a critical hit against you, you make all melee weapon attacks with advantage for the next minute, after which the effect ends and cannot be used again until you finish a short rest. Starting at level 10, so everything else has been starting at level 11 is when you get the boost, so I might change that to 11. But if you have the stop trying to hit me and hit me lesson, the allied creature who damages you as part of that lesson also gains the effect of this lesson when it's chosen. So this is like you've made a branching path through you in lessons, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that. I like the flavor that provides. It's definitely an interesting little thing to have too.
The last one is.
I do feel. I would say though. I'd be scared when the critical. I'd be scared when the critical hits at first and kind of forget about this.
True. This is almost a version of pre-Fey hobgoblins, where if they failed at something, they would get a bonus that would get progressively bigger until they passed at that same thing. It's kind of the same idea.
Well, we can wrap up tonight on have fun storming the castle. You give parting encouragement to allies before they undertake a mission without you. At the end of a short rest, choose a number of friendly creatures equal to your lesson modifier and roll one of your bide at time die. If during the next 8 hours those creatures roll initiative and you are not present, they gain a bonus to initiative and all attack rolls during that combat, equal to the number you rolled. At the end, or if you join, the effect ends. That's amazing.
Okay, hear me out. If you take the protective as your archetype and you give them this, and then someone, like, you go ping, like, oh no, my mentees are in danger, and you teleport to them, oh my god, the flavor.
Because you come in ready to fight, you've already been buffing them, and now you protect one of them, and you're just like, who hurt my people? Who hurt my babies?
My babies!
Who hurt my babies? And you just start beating ass. I'm for it.
I like both of these. I think these are very worthy additions. Again, this is a super strong class, comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
But you can't run this class without, number one, being able to... I'm not saying you need to be like a Dimension 20 or a Critical Role player, but you have to be pretty good at role-playing to want to take this class, first of all. And then, like, if your DM's like, I've seen how you play, and I don't think this one's right for you, they're probably not going to let you anyway. But, like, you have to pair this up, because almost all of your abilities are support. Like, while you could support yourself, that's not really how it's supposed to function.
Also, if you be honest with yourself, because, like we say, we're saying that you should be a heavy role player. That doesn't mean if you shouldn't try. We're not saying that you shouldn't try. But we don't feel like we're ever trying to I don't want anyone to ever feel like we're ever trying to dishearten someone or say this isn't for you if you're shy. Because maybe you want to try something outside the norm. If you've never played, I say this is also the great class for someone who, once again, has played before. I do think that is a prerequisite for this.
Yeah.
I will say this is definitely not beginner friendly. Because it does tap into knowledge of other classes to make sense of things, because of the way that certain abilities that the class gives beyond the subclasses, which is the ability to gain other abilities from different classes and stuff like that. There's a lot of power in that, but if you don't know the game, it's kind of wasted.
Yeah.
It's like picking Mokujin or Tetsujin in the old Tekken games, but you can only play like one of the Mishimas. You're handicapping yourself, unfortunately, and I don't think that's going to be a fun experience for someone. I do think, though, that this can be a lot of fun, and I honestly, personally think that the legacy ability, I would automatically attach to any mentor if they died.
Even if you weren't running that, like, no, you're going out with a bang.
Yeah. Like, you get this final heroic moment. But I'm going to tell them, like, right before this happens, I'm going to pretty much, like, turn combat away from them to give them time to come back to me and give me their character's final heroic speech. I need you to all might. You may have heard these words before me.
Yes. Yes.
I need my Gohan, the bird.
Please.
Like, I need that.
Please.
I need that final
That's
moment.
not what I meant, and you know it.
What?
You just said said you're going out with a bang. Don't tempt me. That is not the bang I meant. If that's what's killing you, oh no! What is going on? Oh.
Thank you, Awaz, for breaking Okami for 5 seconds.
Oh man. Oh, it's fantastic. I am for sure adding the mentor to the repository.
I think it's a fun one.
And I'm also adding these extra. I don't know why I put it all. Empowered Astounding Powers should not all be in caps. I don't know why that's there. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna add the extra page. Boop.
Yeah, I think that it's obviously, like I said, it's not a beginner's class, as I said before, but I think that if you're when your player can work well, or if you and your DM can work well with it, this can be a lot of fun. It's definitely a character that wants to interact with the table.
Yes. And for sure, like what Shin said, we're not discouraging you from wanting to do this. I just meant it as in, if you're one of those players that only wants to do combat and like has no reason to role play or doesn't like role playing, this just isn't the class for you.
Yeah, don't do this. It's just not for you. You're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And the advantages of it are meant for, like I said, it's just meant for the role playing aspect.
This is fantastic. Like, story before numbers. You killed it. 100% killed it.
Yeah.
This is great. Oh, and there's Gandalf and the Balrog at the bottom, just for reasons. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta take one for the team. God damn it! I just my brain forgot for a second.
Uh-oh. Oh my! Oh no! I think you just got.
Oh, that's
I
good.
think you just
That's
got.
But yes, for those of you who are on the polls, if you're on YouTube, the poll options are there now. Remember, you have 24 hours. For Twitch, I already did the things, so I know we have a vote for articles. I don't know if anybody voted for anything in the second poll, because apparently you have to be like eagle-eyed viewing the screen because it disappears. The first one made it seem like it was waiting for me to touch it before it disappeared, but the second poll was like, bye-bye! And I was like, hey, come back.
Like, I'm not giving you any time to figure this out.
What?
Good luck.
But yes, you have 24 hours if you're on YouTube and you want to put it in. Otherwise, the community vote for this week is going in as articles. And there is one new thing, technically two new things. So last time we added other TTRPGs, which is other TTRPGs. They'll probably smaller ones so that we can get through them easier. I'm not going to be like, oh, let's do one episode on Cyberpunk Red. Like, don't worry about that. That's not happening.
That would be a hell of a switch up. Like, so we're actually going on Cyberpunk. What?
Oh man. Oof. But we have that, and then this one there's mini supplements, which is not about miniatures, though I'm sure if you know me, that's what you would assume. It's just supplements that I think we can get through in one episode. So smaller than what I would consider homework, which is usually we're going to try to stay between 1 and 5 episodes for each topic.
Try.
Yeah, try is the operative word. Try. Because there's plenty of stuff that has like, oh, it's spells, but also feats and then some creatures. So it wouldn't fit into an episode just for those things.
We're going to try. That's the best I can say.
Yeah, we'll try. We got through this one. Hey, we were only like, what are we? We're only a half hour over regular time budget, so we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we went over a bit, but there was some ramble on, as we always do. But listen, this gave us a lot of flavor to work with, and like I said before, if you did enjoy yourself and you did enjoy stuff you listened to, please help out my good friend Okami. Support the page, support the videos, like, comment, subscribe, follow him wherever you can.
Come on, push the button.
Click every button, as
Yeah,
DM
come
Lacara
on,
would
push the
affectionately
button.
say. To all of you out there in the internet, and help us help Okami, all right? Because he does a great job of putting this all together for you guys. He gathers us every week. We're always happy to gather up and look at what he curates. He does a great job at it, so give him the credit. All right.
We were pretty on task today. I think we
I
did
think
pretty
so.
okay.
Oh,
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we're gonna take a peek at next week. There was a little bit. So when I was doing the classes, I was trying to arrange them, and I have a bunch of classes in my bookmarks that are old digital versions of classes that I have a physical book for now. And I was like, oh, I don't think we need to go through the digital version when obviously the book version is the most up to date because that's the one people were paying for. But like I was going through and I was like, oh man, you know, it almost seems like I'm gonna run out of topics in like the next 4 or 5 years. And then I was like, wait, what? Looked at all my other stuff and I was like, 4 or 5 years is by a very long time.
yeah. And run that. I was gonna say, run that one by your mental, by your brain again, because that is an absurd amount of time.
And then I was like, oh, I have all these. That's just bookmarks. There's files and stuff too. My hard drive's full. We got infinite content. Okay.
Ridiculous.
The internet is vast.
Very.
So yeah. Hopefully all you players of all classes enjoyed, and we will see you next week. I'm gonna throw the poll up in the DM chat. I will put in the community vote for articles, and then in 24 hours we'll have a new one. For those of you on YouTube, you'll obviously see what the topic is. Hopefully, if I remember, I will update the Twitch so that the title tells you what the topic winner is. Or you could just ping us in the Discord. AWAS usually does. So at some point, I will tell people the secrets. There definitely is a horny stick emote. I don't know what it's called though, but I know that there's.
I know there's one in the chat in the Discord too.
Is it Sheeb? No. Is it Bonk? No. There's definitely one on Twitch. I just don't know what it is. I see it all the time. But yes. We are... I'm going to see if I... Can I gigantify an emote that moves? Is that a thing? Did I try that already? Oh my god, I can! Yes. We are howling our way out of here. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that I could do that. That's cool. Hopefully we see you all next week. In the meantime,
We will.
come hit us up on Discord. Come chat with us. Come have some fun.
We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. Twitch is going to die first.
Later.
Bye. And then...